Hi, I'm Tammy Fontana with All in the Family Counseling Center Private Limited. I am talking today about one of the hardest things I help clients work through in therapy, and it touches almost everybody, and that's acceptance. Um, and acceptance is not like a simple light switch on and off. Acceptance is really coming to terms with who you are and how the world works and your place in the world and the way things are. This is one of the most difficult aspects of therapy for everybody because everybody, in one way or another, is struggling with not being able to accept how certain aspects of life are. And the more areas of life you can accept, the more mental health challenges you'll have. And those mental health challenges can look like anxiety, panic attacks, depression, um, anger management issues, sexual problems, parenting issues, work progression problems, being able to hold a work. So acceptance touches on everything. And one of the things that my role as a therapist is I'm sort of like a spokesperson for life. I don't create the rules of life, and life doesn't have a voice. Life is constantly showing us how the world works, but many of us are not able to learn the lessons that life is trying to teach us. And my role as a therapist is to kind of give voice to here's how the world works. And a lot of people get angry at the therapist. Most therapists were doing this and they get angry at us. Or a lot of people are coming into therapy thinking they're paying us money to change the rules for them, and unfortunately not. And one of the most challenging thing is being able to do that. And if you grew up in a family where you had parents who are underdeveloped or immature and they didn't know how the world worked, they're not going to teach that to you. And in fact, they'll teach you different ways. And sometimes people who haven't learned how the world works, they're often depressed or they're angry or they have poor relationship problems. It really depends. But some of these things in life that we have to learn how to accept is we have to learn how to accept no. No, you can't have what you want in the exact way you want it. We have to learn that we cannot change other people. We have to learn that sometimes we can't have our first choice or even our second choice, and we have to learn third or fourth choice. Most of the time, what I'm helping people to do is help them to see who they are and accept who they are, and then, given who they are, how to function in a world. Because some of us, like if I give kind of more silly examples, maybe somebody wants to be an NBA basketball player, but they're only, 5'7". Um, and no matter how much you want that, it's probably not going to happen. And then you can not accept that and be angry and depressed and frustrated and feel like a victim. Victiming is another consequence. Other times, where I see more as people are in relationships with another person who isn't exactly the way they want, or maybe that person they're in a relationship doesn't want what they want or doesn't want to go at the pace they want or have the same intimacy, and that creates conflict. And then people will do all sorts of different things trying to get what they want, which in some senses not accepting reality. They may have temper tantrums, they'll get depressed, um, they'll get angry, they'll do, coercion, all these different things when we can't accept. And coming out of that is boundaries. And, the thing with when we're not acceptance, and if we've made it through the life, a lot of times people who have managed to find workarounds to not acceptance can be seen by others as manipulative, as bullying, because you have a way of forcing people to do what you want, even if they don't want to. But eventually that catches up with you, usually around somewhere between 40, 45, 50, 55. So that's one of the things that I'm helping people to do. And none of these are easy. When people break up with us, if we can't have a baby, if we have infertility, if we're getting divorced, maybe we're not having career advances. These are all areas of life that we have to learn how to work through and how to think about. And these are things that I help people do. So some of this sounds familiar to you, like maybe you're stuck in not accepting things. It's hard work. But if you don't do it, you can't negotiate with life. Life doesn't care about any of us. Life is pretty much indifferent to us. And so life will keep delivering to you how life works. And if you can't accept it, you'll suffer a lot. So if you'd like to stop suffering and learn how to figure out what it is you need to accept, this is how therapy can help you. Thanks.